everyone, this is Allison Pascone, Early Learning Librarian with Pierce County Library System, and I'm back to talk with you today about another early literacy skill that's really fun to teach on the flannel board. So before we get out our flannel boards for today, I wanted to talk about the skill a little bit first. So the skill I want to talk about is called narrative skills, and it's kind of a big fancy sounding word, but it's not. What it means is children's ability to describe things, to describe events that happen to them, and to be storytellers, to tell stories. So if you think about it, all of us are storytellers, because we probably have had lots of times, maybe every day, where we come home and we'll say to whoever's in our house, our family, our friends, will say, "Wow, you won't believe what happened to me today." And then we proceed to tell the story of whatever it was that happened. Well, children do the same thing too. If you ask them about their dog or their cat who lives at their house, or certainly their friends or the people that they love, or a favorite toy, you're going to get a wonderful story from them. So you can encourage this skill just by having conversation every day with them, asking them about their day, and practicing narrating the things that you're doing throughout the day as they're with you. So if you're working on making lunch or making a snack and they're with you, you can talk about what you're doing as you do it, so that they can see you're doing it, and they can also hear about it and the different steps that's involved in making the lunch or the snack. If you're going to go outside for a walk, you can talk about, first we want to put on our socks and our shoes, and then we want to put our coats on if it's cold outside. Then we can open the door and go outside and walk around and look at different things. So they see that there's lots of different steps and an order. It's like a mini story. And another fun way to do mini stories is by our favorite and well-known nursery rhymes. Some songs and rhymes and stuff that you probably grew up with and are familiar with, like Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, The Itsy Bitsy Spider, Little Miss Muffet, or Humpty Dumpty, or the real well-known ones that are probably still in our heads from when we were little. So this is a fun way. You can do it on the flannel board. You can just say and sing nursery rhymes. They're short, they're pretty easy to remember or to relearn again, and they do have a story structure to them. There's a beginning, there's a middle, and an end, as when we're telling a story. There's usually a main character or two, and something happens to them. So children see how stories work and how they're put together through singing these songs and saying these rhymes. And last, another fun way to do practice narrative skills, of course, besides on the flannel board, is through cooking with children. If you're working on a snack or something, you can make a really easy snack that children can help you with. So maybe like a little fruit salad with some yogurt or something like that, where they don't have to turn on the stove or get any kind of sharp knives out, but you can just give them a plastic knife and have them cut up some banana and say, so 1, we cut up the banana. 2, if you put a strawberry or something else in, we might cut the strawberry, or you could just put some smaller berries in. 3, we can mix it a little bit. 4, we add a little bit of yogurt. 5, we take a bite and eat it. So it's talking about the different parts to a recipe, and they get to see how things go together and the different steps. So that's another fun way to practice descriptions and narrative skills. But I want to share a few of my favorite flannel boards today with you on this skill. And so the first one I want to share is actually, we were just talking about nursery rhymes. So I have, I made this a while ago, I have Little Miss Muffet with me today. So you could say the rhyme. You could say, Little Miss Muffet sat on her tuffet, eating her curds and whey. Along came a spider, who sat down beside her and frightened Miss Muffet away. Oh my gosh, run away, Miss Muffet. The spider's still there. So that's a fun way to share it. I like to put it to a little tune though. So I would tap my knees and I would say, Little Miss Muffet sat on a tuffet, eating her curds and whey. Along came a spider who sat down beside her and frightened Miss Muffet away. So, it's a fun way also. I know we already, we talked about vocabulary building, but this is a great way, again, to introduce some new words to children, because you could talk about what a tuffet is and what curds and whey are. Those are things that I actually think I might have to look up before I explain it to children, because they're not things we use at all in our everyday language and conversation. So that's an example of one nursery rhyme, but I also have Humpty Dumpty with me today. So let's get the wall out. Oh dear, let's put it up here so he has some room to fall, because that's what he's gonna do, huh? All right, here he is. Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty together again. He turned into a scrambled egg, it looks like. Okay, let's put this egg back down, because I like to do this actually with a tune too. So, Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty Dumpty together again. Oh boy, this isn't exactly the happiest of nursery rhymes. But I wanted to share a funny little thing that I actually got this idea from my mom. My mom used to be a preschool and kindergarten teacher too, and she does a lot of work with my little boy, and she has a whole bunch of flannel boards and songs and things that she does with him. And so she did a funny variation on the nursery rhyme Baa Baa Black Sheep. So let's do the first, just how it goes first before we do the silly variation. So I'm going to put my sheep up here. Baa Baa Black Sheep, have you any wool? Yes, sir, yes, sir. 3 bags full. 1 for the master. Ooh, gotta have room for him. 1 for the dame. 1 for the little boy who lives down the lane. Baa Baa Black Sheep, have you any wool? Yes, sir, yes, sir. 3 bags full. There's the 3 bags. And so my mom took this nursery rhyme and she said, Baa Baa Black Sheep, have you any wool? Yes, sir, yes, sir. 3 bags full. 1 for the master, 1 for the dame, 1 for Miss Muffet, and 1 for Humpty Dumpty. Oh my goodness. Actually, that won't be enough bags, will it? I forget. I don't know if she maybe said 4 bags. But I love the fact that you can be silly with the nursery rhymes. Humpty Dumpty didn't fit very well, so I'm going to take him off and just leave Miss Muffet. You can do all kinds of things. The nursery rhymes have been around for so long. They're like our wonderful folk tales and fairy tales that we've told and retold for hundreds of years. You can be creative with them. You can make your own. You can do variations on them like this and make it really silly. Especially because I think Humpty Dumpty is a bit of a kind of a downer. So it's kind of nice to have Humpty Dumpty get some wool instead of just falling off the wall. Okay, so I'm going to put my nursery rhymes away because I have 2 other flannel boards I want to show you today. So the first one I'm going to do, this is kind of a different one. I don't think I've done anyone like this before on the videos. But we are going to build an elephant today. So I don't have any rhymes or songs for this. But this is a good way for children to kind of participate and tell you maybe what comes next in the elephant. What else do we need, or what's missing? So I'm going to here's the elephant's body with his feet. There he's got his 1, 2, 3, 4 feet. And he definitely needs his head with his ears. But something is missing. We have the top part of it here. So let's find the rest of it. So of course, children will be telling you what's missing, and so you can say, you're right, yes, the elephant needs his trunk, right? So now that he has his trunk, you know, there's something else missing that he has on the sides of his trunk. But it's white and very hard. Does anybody know what that might be? Give them maybe a few more clues, but they'll probably guess it right away. So yes, we're going to give him the tusks today. Two tusks. And of course, the elephant needs a tail. Put the tail on the back. But this is my favorite part because we can add a few more fun things to our picture with our elephant. So maybe our elephant is standing in some tall grass like this. And I think this is actually a daddy elephant because we have a baby. Baby elephant with the daddy today. So this is open-ended. I mean, you could have children guess you could just put a tiny one part of the elephant up and see if they can guess before you put the elephant's head with his ears up. You can make it however you want it to be. It's just a fun, open-ended way to talk about the different steps to building an elephant and adding on once you builded your elephant with the grass and the baby. Okay, I'm going to take these off because I have one more thing I want to share today. Take all these off. And this is a guessing game rhyme. And I don't believe I shared this one before, although I might have. But it's always fun to share it again because there's so many different ways you can do it. So this is a pocket, and I have 4 things that are hiding in the pocket today. So we're going to guess the 4. I have a little pocket where many things can hide. Here's the first clue. This opens doors and starts your car. Do you know what's inside? Should we see? Guess what it might be? Oh, it's hiding under something else. Here we go. A key, right? A key starts the car. A key also opens the front door to your house. Okay, I'm going to put this over here. Let's guess what else is in the pocket. I have a little pocket where many things can hide. This lights your way when it gets dark. Do you know what's inside? Oh, let's see. It's hiding too. 1, 2, 3. Flashlight. And this flashlight is purple. But you know, I still have 2 things in my pocket. I have a little pocket where many things can hide. This tells us when it's time for bed. Do you know what's inside? Okay, let's see if we can get it out without pulling out my last thing. A clock! Yes, I have a clock in my pocket today. Now this clock might be too big to fit in most people's pockets. So what's something that we wear around our arm sometimes that also tells us when it's time for bed or tells us what time it is? So see if children can guess. I'd say a watch. And now we have one more thing. I have a little pocket where many things can hide. We put this in our mouth and chew and blow a bubble wide. Pop! Guess what it is? Ta-da! Gum, chewing gum or bubble gum in this pocket. So today we had 4 different things in the pocket. We had a key and a flashlight and a clock and some bubble gum. But what other things do you think you might find inside of a pocket? So this is a great chance for children to think, you know, what kind of things do I put in my pocket, or what kind of things might be found in a pocket? And they can volunteer all kinds of stuff. I've gotten lots of creative answers when I've done this flannel board and story time. But usually they give some really good ones like a credit card or money or lipstick or things like that that definitely go in pockets. So I have a little pocket, and this is a pretty easy flannel board to make, at least for the pocket and the flashlight. There's some pretty basic shapes. So this could be a fun one to start on, because with this you don't have to this is actually, I wrote the word gum on here, so that's just my writing. And you don't have to do all these lines. You could just make maybe one or two over here so they can see a little bit of detail. So you can make it as simple or as complicated as you like when you're making something like this, which we'll go into in another video really soon. So thank you so much for tuning in today, and I will see you again soon.